Hi, welcome back to my mom life. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Jordan, and today I'm making some spicy pinto beans in the pressure cooker. Let's get started. So this recipe is kind of hard for me to share because I make this quite often. Anytime we're doing Mexican food, I like to make these beans because they're so good, but I don't measure things very well when I'm just throwing things in a pot. So I'm going to try and put together some definite measurements so that you can go ahead and recreate these beans if you wanted to. You can make them spicy or not spicy. I like to make them spicy, and some of the ingredients you can leave out if you want to. It's super versatile and I am excited to share it with you. So let me go ahead and show you the ingredients you're going to need to make these pinto beans in the pressure cooker. Okay, to get started, you're going to need 1 pound of pinto beans dried. I did not soak the pinto beans. I should have said that in the beginning of the video. This is a no soak, how to cook no soak beans in the pressure cooker video. So these have just been sorted through just to make sure there are no rocks, and then I rinse them off and drain them. And then I have some garlic here. This is about 3 to 5 cloves of garlic. The thing with beans is that they can be very bland, so I try to make them really flavorful. At least that's how I like them, so that is why I have so much garlic here. I have some salt and pepper, and in the description box I will go ahead and write the recipe out for you so you can have some definite measurements there. The salt, you'll need to taste at the end and then either probably add more salt. So I have that. I have this Better Than Bouillon. This adds so much flavor. This is one of the things you can leave out if you want to, but I like to add a spoonful of this to the beans. And then this is something else that is optional, but I think makes such a difference. It's this tomato bouillon. It is found, I think, down the Mexican aisle. I usually buy it in a jar, and it's in powder form. It's not in these little packets, but today I will be using 3 of these little packets. And then I have a large carton of chicken broth here. This is a 40-ounce carton of chicken broth. This adds so much flavor to the beans. You can do water, 5 to 6 cups of water, depending on how soupy you like your beans. I like them pretty soupy, so I lean more towards 6 cups. But yes, chicken broth I feel is a must, but you could use water if you like. And then I have 1 jalapeno here that I just cut in half, and I put it in just like that so that I can take the whole thing out once the cooking is done. It's pretty soft and mushy by the end. You could dice it up if you wanted to. I just found it gives all the flavor without having to be diced up. So that's how I do it. I have about ½ a cup of diced onion. And then in this bowl, I have so much flavor. So we have some oregano, cumin, chili powder, and paprika. And like I said, I will have measurements down in the description box for you. But those are all of the ingredients. Now let me get my pressure cooker out and ready, and we will get going. One ingredient I forgot to mention is some olive oil. We'll need a couple tablespoons of olive oil because we are going to saute our onions before we throw everything else in. So I already have my pot getting nice and hot. I hear it. I have it on the saute function on high, and I'm going to add in a couple tablespoons of olive oil and then the onions. I am just going to give the onions about 3 to 4 minutes to get nice and translucent, and then we will add the rest of our ingredients in. Okay, it has been a couple of minutes and they are looking nice and translucent and just how I want them. So I'm going to turn off the saute function and add in the garlic. I will go ahead and add in our beans. And the chicken broth. Now, this is where you can decide how much liquid you want to put in. Like I said earlier, I like my beans soupy, so I add in the whole thing. But if you don't, you could add in 5 cups instead of 6. So just be mindful of that, that you can definitely make these your own. Another thing you could do is in the beginning, cook down some bacon and cook the onion and garlic in the bacon fat and then add the bacon back in. I mean, you can make these completely your own. So don't feel like you have to copy my recipe, you know, exactly. I mean, it's really good, don't get me wrong, but the good thing about these is you can make them your own. So I'm gonna add in our jalapeno and then our tomato bouillon cubes. All of our spices. And then I'm going to add in some salt and pepper. And like I said earlier, you're not going to add it all in right now because it depends on if you're using chicken broth or water, how much salt you'll need. So you can always add more at the end. Last thing is just a little bit of this chicken bouillon base. It is so flavorful. You can get it at Costco, you can get it at Walmart, anywhere. And they also have a vegetable base. Okay. Now that I have everything in the pressure cooker, I'm going to pop the lid on, make sure that my valve is on seal, and then I'm going to set my pressure on high, and we're going to cook these for 50 minutes. So they're not soaked. They take a long time to cook, but beans just take a long time to cook in general. Whether you soak them or not, whether you're doing them on the stove, that's just how it is. So these will cook on high pressure for 15 minutes, and then we will let the pressure release naturally for about 20 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and release the rest of the pressure and open them up. Okay, our cook time is up and it has been sitting for 20 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and release the rest of the pressure. And then once all of that is released, we'll open it up. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open the lid. And I like to just remove the jalapenos when I see them, so I will grab those out. And I'm going to give them a stir. It smells so good. Let me zoom you in. I'm going to go ahead and serve some of these up so you can see what they look like. They smell so good, and I'm going to taste them for salt. If they need more salt, then I have some reserved on the side. This is what they look like. So that is pretty much it. That is how you make pinto beans in the pressure cooker. Like I said earlier, this recipe is super versatile and you can make it as simple or complex in flavors as you'd like. And if you try this recipe, I would love for you to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!